My Lords, I beg to move.
Amendment proposed, page 3, line 13. Insert the words on the order paper.
My Lords, can I briefly rise to support this amendment to which I've added my name? I'm at a risk of repeating everything that Lord Hunter said, and I will try not to do that, just to emphasise some of the points. I too was grateful for the meeting with the Minister. I think it was very helpful. I think there was a great understanding of our view and the problems that you have in putting this into legislation. And I completely accept that the law has got to protect both those who wish to express a view and those who wish to express a contrary view. And in some ways, as Lord Hunt said, this is called the Heckler's Amendment, but we're all old enough to have both done some heckling and been the subject of some heckling years in the past. And most of the time I was either heckled or was heckled or was heckling. It was never with intent to stop somebody else being heard. And I think that is the crucial point. Universities should be places where there is freedom to put forward a view and freedom to oppose. And I would never want a law of silence where anybody's view has to be listened to in silence. But when there seems to be an intent, an absolute intention, to go out to make sure the opposite point of view, which is legal, which is legally held, is not heard, that is not the purpose of universities in this country. It never has been, and it never should be. And I think there are just too many examples of where that border has been crossed. And although Professor Stock is perhaps the one who's received a lot of publicity, and rightly so, she felt obliged to lose her job. In some of the work in which I've shown interest on people who academics express an interest in sex and gender, and want to maintain the view that sex is a biological thing and that should be what governs the law, their lives have been made a misery. And it's a long time since I've been to a university and talked to academics expressing that view, where they have not told stories of feeling that it's miserable being an academic because the environment is not there in which they can openly express view. And they're not people who want to oppose any alternative point of view. The idea of putting forward your view is to engage in debate, not to make other people say, yes, you're right, and let's move on. It's to engage in debate, and I think that is at threat. And the only other thing I'd sort of perhaps add to this is I can see that it's difficult to put that into law. It had been possible, we'd be here all day. And I do hope that putting it in the code of practice gives a very clear message to leaders of our university that they have to take action. Because quite frankly, I think some vice-chancellors have not been doing their job on this. They've hidden quietly for too long and not stood up to protect their academic colleagues when they should have done. And if that message can go forward in the code of practice, I hope that we might begin to reverse this tide.
My Lords, I don't